Alright, Lander, so as we are quickly approaching the end of the year, we are now seeing the start of bait banners. Banners that are there to get you to summon, so when the end of year banner rolls around, you have no orbs available. And you know what? They're already starting off pretty strong, because in this case, we have the 2024 celebration summons. MUGETSU is finally back, and with MUGETSU returning, he's also bringing back the guaranteed character of your choice on step number 10. Alongside MUGETSU though, we also have some other pretty good premium and seasonal characters, more so seasonal, as we do have the return of the Power Star characters from last year and also the Future Society characters from this year. Now, funny enough, the characters selected here is almost what post selection this year was going to be, minus the fact that Kenpachi and Grammy aren't here. And on that topic, right from the get-go, post selection this year might be cancelled because this banner might be its replacement. And honestly, as of right now, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It would suck to not get a chance to summon for Ichigo, Kenpachi, and also Grammy in the same banner, but this banner right here, guaranteed in 10 steps, does offer pretty good value if you do want the characters that are featured here. I would like to say post-selection is still going to happen. I would like for them to do a 1000-year Blood War post-selection in all honesty, especially with the amount of 1000-year Blood War banners that we did get this year. And if they do have plans for post-selection, I mean, I guess we're going to find out in a couple days' time. This banner, fortunately, is going to last until December 13th, so you have a long time to decide if you want to summon on this. But post-selection, for those that are wondering, is a banner that we vote for, featuring some of the best premium and seasonal characters released in the last year. But again, the characters that would have been in post-selection, just given by how popular they are and how good they are in the game, you know, you can usually predict who is going to be in post-selection. Most of these characters here were going to be in post-selection. Again, it's just missing Kenpachi and also Grammy. But the voting for the post-selection starts on the 14th of November. That's usually the date that it starts. It could be a few days after, it could be a week after. But I would say if this time next week we have no news or starting of the voting for post selection, I think it's safe to assume it's not happening this year, and this is basically the new post selection banner. And in regards to Kenpachi and Grammy returning, likely they are going to get their own Brave Fest banners this year, which again likely happens around December or January. In regards to summoning on this banner, do be careful, right? Because I do think the banner is worth summoning on, especially if you are a new player. A guaranteed character of your choice in 10 steps is never going to be not worth it, even if it is only premium seasonal characters. But like post selection, the problem with this banner is just simply put the timing, right? As we know, after anniversary, it gets quite hectic. We got a lot of great banners, a lot of limited time banners, and we just came off Giselle and Bambietta. A month before that, we had Rugia, Renji, and also Byakuya. Next end of month could be quite insane. And then, of course, you know, end of year is going to be one of the banners you want to summon on, because likely the character choice and what they do offer is going to be very good. So we get a lot of big banners. We're going to get a lot of big reruns. Again, Kenpachi and Grammy should return sometime soon. Likely the second part of the anniversary characters are going to return. And then now we have MUGETSU returning. So if you are someone that is in that late game status where the only way of getting orbs is by playing guild quests, doing your monthly events, your weekly events, orbs are limited, so you might not have any orbs to summon on right now. Me, for example, I have just about 2,000, which can guarantee me MUGETSU or Aaroniero if I do want to summon on that banner. But I also know that end of month is likely going to be tempting, and I do want to have at least 5,000 orbs for end of year to guarantee me the character of my choice. So summoning on a banner like this right now, to me, even though I really want to, I maybe just can't afford to. So realistically, the ones that I would recommend summoning on this banner is those that have their favorite character featured here. Let's say, for example, you're a massive MUGETSU fan. You want him no matter what, even though he's premium. Yes, you can get him from tickets. Will you? I mean, that's RNG, right? Let's say you're a massive Aaroniero fan or a massive Aaroniero fan and you don't care about whatever's going to come up in the future. Then by all means, go ahead and summon. If you're a new player that is missing MUGETSU and you have thousands and thousands of free-to-play orbs sitting in your account, summon. You have to get MUGETSU. He's a great character. He's worth it. But those that have a limited monthly income of orbs, like endgame accounts veterans, if you can't guarantee that you're going to have like 5,000 orbs by the end of the year, a banner like this might be best just skipping. But again, fortunately for us, this banner is here for an entire month. So we get to know what mid-month is. You get to summon on mid-month and then summon on this banner. At the same time, you get to see what end of month is going to be. Hypothetical, let's just say end of month is Esnot and Little Toto. I don't know any upcoming characters, but let's just say it's a popular character that you might be waiting for. Well, if you get them early and you have any excess amount of orbs or spare orbs, well then maybe you can summon on this banner. So if anything, for us that are limited on orbs, us endgame accounts, we might want to wait to see what next mid-month and end of month is. Maybe pull on them and then maybe decide to pull on this banner. For me, I know 100% without a doubt I am going to be doing 2 steps. I'll be doing the 2 discounts. I likely won't go further than that, but I will make that final decision after I find out what end of November is going to be. Because for me, in all honesty, this is what I needed and want. I have Kenpachi and Grimmy 5-5, so I don't really need duplicates of them, and you don't even need duplicates of them in the first place. They're super broken at 1-5. But I would love to get duplicates of MUGETSU, and I'm still very much hunting after Orihime because I do own Giselle, who makes Orihime a better character in Guild Quests. But like I said, one cool thing about this banner is that you are guaranteed the character of your choice on step 10. But the guaranteed character ticket here does actually feature every premium and seasonal character, again, right until the 9th anniversary, ones that aren't even on the banner too. So that's actually really cool. Like, let's say, for example, you're pulling on this banner for a certain filler pool, but the one character you want isn't here. Let's just say, for example, you're a Grimmjow fan. Yes, he's premium. We get it. Maybe it's not worth picking him. But if you are a Grimmjow fan and you want him and you don't have him, well, you can pick him on the temple. I would say no matter what, if you make it the 10th step and you don't have MUGETSU, pick him. And even if you do pull him, getting a duplicate of him wouldn't be a bad thing, but at least you get the option to pick a character that you might not own, even if it is only premium and seasonal characters. The character that you want to pick here ultimately comes down to you. And again, you are guaranteed that ticket in just 10 steps. The format itself is a normal banner format. Besides the 10th step, you have your discounts on the start of rotation. Keep in mind, the 10th step is not guaranteed to be a 5-star. It's a normal multi, but you do get the addition of the guaranteed character of your choice ticket. But the multi itself, you could get a 4-star, right? It's quite the confusion when it comes to these guaranteed ticket steps. You're not guaranteed a 5-star and then the ticket. You're just guaranteed the ticket. At most, if you are going to pull on this banner, if you are a new account, I would say only go to step 10. There's definitely not a reason to go any further than that. You might want to do 11 and 12 because they are discounted, but there's no need to go to step 15, 20, or even 25 unless your main goal for this banner is to get a particular character max transcended. Again, let's say you're an Aaroniero fan and you want him fully duped out. Do you need to? No, but that's your goal. Then you can do that in this banner. It might be better to do that. In terms of the characters that are in this banner though, let's quickly go over them. We might be talking fast to breeze through this because there are technically 12 characters to talk about. But first up, we have MUGETSU, right? He's the prize of the banner. If anything, he might be the reason why you are pulling on this banner. Right now, as it stands, he is the best power unit in the entire game. Likely, we are going to get a unit better than him, maybe by the end of the year. But at the same time, likely they won't be a holo killer, so they are going to be used for different things. But one of the best parts about MUGETSU is that it's MUGETSU Ichigo. I mean, it's such a cool form. In an era right now where all the best characters are 1000G Blood War, it's also really cool and a nice change of pace to get an OG anime unit be very good and on the same level of these 1000G Blood War characters. He has a great strong attack kit, great visuals to boot, and a good skill set. In terms of damage output, he has Frenzy 2, a 50% Berserker, and upon inflicting weakening, which he does have an increased chance to do so against any holo enemy, he will get a 100% spiritual pressure boost. Alongside that, he has 40% more damage to weakened enemies, and remember, weakening does let you do 50% more damage, so 90% more damage to weakened enemies. He's got extra flash steps, he's got long strides, so he's a very fast character, and he is also immune to every stat element. He's honestly a very good unit, and the only thing he is lacking here is Debilitator. Now, Debilitator is enhancing the length of a status element duration. So when you do apply weakening, it will only really last like 2 or so seconds, and in Guild Quest content where weakening is nerfed, it will only really last about a few frames. So not too often do you get to take advantage of that extra 90% weakening damage, unless during the attack you have inflicted a status element. In actual gameplay aspect though, you don't notice it all too much, and even in Guild Quest, he's definitely still a great character to use in the melee holo Guild Quest, either as a side or a main. One of the best parts about Ichigo though is that he is a really good soul trait, offering 20% strong attack damage to your entire team. This is through a link, and you can always use that in Guild Quest content, in epic raids, in co-op, to make your team even better. And in some situations, it does stack with other team buffs, like for example, Grammy, giving Quincy characters 20% strong attack damage. If, for example, you're using someone like Giselle in Guild Quest, to make Giselle better, you'd want to use Grammy and have MUGETSU linked to that character. Almost more often than not in Guild Quests, I'm using the MUGETSU link to make my main character deal 20% more damage. So if you do care about Guild Quest scores, or if you want that extra buff, I mean, MUGETSU's link is almost a must-have. When it comes to the other characters, Noritora is going to be a super Linkso farmer. I would say as it stands right now, he's the best Linkso farmer in the heart attribute. If you want to farm Mind Super Linkso potions, by using this character, you're getting an additional 10, And Noritora is one of those few farmers that can also double down as a pretty decent lead in the melee Quincy guild quest. Orihime is a ranged normal attack damage character wanting to be used in the Soripa guild quests. Really great visuals to boot, by the way. The Future Society characters are really cool looking units. She has a really good looking normal attack string with the fact that she's ranged and also has long reach. So that's really good. And in my opinion, plays very well. Especially with the fact that her SA2 is a boost attack that is boosting your stat by 43% attack, focus, and defense, but also does have a tracking vortex, providing great crowd control, especially again in the ranged Soripa guild quest, where, by the way, the best lead for that guild quest is Giselle. And Giselle has a skill where technique characters like Orihime do 30% more damage to any enemy that is inflicted with an ailment. So if you do own Giselle, Orihime as a character, the best normal attack damage character for her guild quest phase, gets even better. Okura is a really cool unit, a power SP unit with the Quincy Killer, wants to be used in the ranged Quincy guild quest, so he's the best lead for that. Has a really good strong attack kit, really cool visuals. If you're an Okura fan, this character might be a must-have, especially with that SA3, which is a 2-stage charge strong attack that is capable of doing some really good damage. Ikaku is a mind character wanting to be used in Link Sort Trials. He can go through the Iron Skin ability, making the quest a lot easier, and by using them, you are getting 5 additional Link Sort potions and also Super Link Sort potions. Rukia is a really cool unit that is capable of getting more damage the more kills that she does get, as she has been given the Rampage skill, a very powerful skill that makes her one of the best power units in the entire game. However, and it's always brought up every time you talk about this unit, as good as she is, she does have a problem with that SA2, as it is classed as a melee attack. So in Senkamon quests, in maybe Limit Breaker, and especially guild quests that she would have been really good in, if there is a resistance, if there's a buff to only range attacks, that SA2, since it is classed as a melee attack, will be doing less damage and in some situations, no damage. Even despite that, she's a very cool unit and looks elegantly beautiful when playing with her. Gin's alright. He doesn't really have any place that he gets to shine in, but it's Gin. He's good enough. Toshiro wants to also be used in the ranged Quincy guild quests. So if you are struggling for that guild quest, you have 2 potential good characters you can pull here. He's more so only designed for guild quests as opposed to Okura, who's good outside of that mode. The reason for that is because Toshiro's strong attack kit is very awkward to play outside of that mode, as it does have a barrage attack and a trap effect. It does make for a good combination, as you can combo that trap effect into a barrage attack when you do more damage to frozen enemies. I do like his character for guild quest content, but outside of guild quests, a bit awkward. Momo is a plus 10 farmer. Use her to get more mind Link Sort potions in Link Sort Trials or Epic Raids. Rukia wants to be used in the melee Espada guild quest, however at this point isn't really needed if you do own 9th Anniversary Kenpachi. That character is so broken you don't need additional normal attack damage support. You're better off bringing characters that can buff Kenpachi's damage. Soifon is a replacement for the 1000-year Blood War Soifon to be used in the very hard melee human guild quest. Not the greatest, definitely is lacking on damage, but does have some good crowd control, and that's really about it. And then Aizen, more so a Link, just a cool unit to have, really cool summon, but that's really about it. So yeah, like I said, it's a decent banner. Again, besides Kenpachi and Grimmy, this is basically what post selection was going to be. If this 10th step wasn't guaranteed, I would probably say skip, but because you are guaranteed the character of your choice, if you're missing units and you really want them, I mean, who am I to say no, right? Like, you're guaranteed the character. You don't really ever often get that. Like, these 2,000 orbs where you can put into a character that you're guaranteed, you could put into the end of year banner. You could put into end of month November and not get the character you want. At the same time, you could. So the decision on whether you should summon ultimately comes down to you. I'll be doing the 2 discounted steps, but I do think if I was a new account, I'd probably go to step 10, especially if I was missing Mugetsu. Like, if I was to start a new account right now, easiest 10 steps in my life. But my main and alt account has most of these characters, and at this point, because I'm limited on orbs, I'm saving those limited orbs for end of month, end of year. Like I mentioned though, the banner is here till the mid-month December, so you do not need to pull right away. I'll be doing the 2 discounts, and then most likely not summoning any more than that, but I would make that final decision after November end of month has been announced. No need to go all in day number 1 unless you have the orbs to do so, and also pull at end of month or end of year. The big question now though, is this banner replacing post selection? I guess we'll find out maybe next week. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you have plans to summon in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care and peace.